forward on this computer. Okay, so these topics cover all of these things, which is activates and improves awareness and identity, develops talents and potential, builds human capital and facilitates employability. Like I said, we want to be unemployed, we want to employ ourselves, enhance the quality of life. Also, it looks at contribute to the realization of dreams and aspirations. So all of these topics, this is the need that most people have been trying to tap into through 2021. And when I look at Mocking Mind, we've actually covered all of these topics over this period of time. So we've also tapped into all of these entities which has become the major need of humanity in 2021 from Google's perspective. So let's go deeper into health. Health, Arthur, whoever he is, Schopenhauer said, health isn't everything, but everything is nothing without health, which is actually a pretty profound statement. So we need to start saying, and I've just noticed this as I've gone over the 55 mark, realizing how much more my health is actually deteriorating, and how important it is for me to start looking after what I eat, exercise, all those kind of things. So health is by far the most important topic in this space, and I think it is underrated. I don't think many of us take this health topic actually seriously. And so I believe we need to start saying to ourselves and reevaluating for ourselves, where is it? What is it that I need to be doing? So some of us might want to focus on weight loss. Some might want to focus more on muscle tone building. Some of us might focus on building lung capacity, whatever it is. What is and are you going to diarize this for 2022? Can you believe it, 2022? So if you improve this area of your life, you will automatically improve every other area of your life, which goes to brain health as well. So when we look at brain health, we also need to be saying, what am I doing to stimulate my brain? What am I doing? Am I doing things that's keeping my brain active? Or am I starting to slowly do things that are actually causing my brain to go slower? So one of the things that I noticed after having the anesthetic is that my brain function has been very slow. I've had to really think about what I want to say. And one of the things that I've noticed over this last 2 weeks that I've battled with is remembering people's names. So even when I'm looking at my staff and I'm talking to them, and I say, let's say I'm talking to Anton and I want to talk to him about Rion, I've got to really think, and I start saying the sentence and I've got to try and think, what is the person's name that I actually want to tell him about? So I've noticed that. So if I just left that as allowing it to be foggy and not starting to practice it and get the brain active again, it could actually put my short-term memory backwards. And so we need to be aware of what are we doing and how are we thinking of things like that. Do you have load shedding? The signal drops and then it hangs. No load shedding on my side. We're good for a change. No generators. We're running strong. Okay, so that's health. So please rate yourself for where you believe that you've improved yourself in 2021. And then where do you see yourself going for 2022? And is this something that you would like to start looking at? Because when we start setting goals for 2022, they should never be done the week of January the 1st, 2022. It's too late. All right. So we need to start over this December period, starting to write down our goals and looking at what it is that we want to start actually activating.
Is this a good example of what you mean we should do?
That's exactly it. Yes.
Okay.
So 2021, you'd say you started off, let's say, as a 4. You now believe that you've improved to as a 5 or a 6 or a 7, and you would like your health to improve close to a 9. So it needs to become a focus area for 2022. But more importantly, where are you focusing? What are you going to focus on? Okay, so that's something. So that's health. Okay, number 2. The most confidence. All right, I know most of us on this have got pretty good confidence, and we've been developing confidence as we've been going through this. So the second really important topic is self-improvement, is confidence and self-esteem. So rate yourself and say to yourself, where do you have poor self-confidence? Where do you have poor self-esteem? Where do you believe you've grown in that area? And then is it something you still want to focus on for 2022? If it is, what are you going to do and who are you going to talk to help you go through that process? Okay. With this topic, people often learn to believe in themselves. They use affirmations and expand their comfort zone. So those are two examples of how one can actually start improving that self-improvement, self-confidence, self-esteem. Okay. Is to ask yourself and say your affirmations about belief in yourself, and then of course stepping out of your comfort zone, like we've just done to Marina. We've stepped away out of her comfort zone with her new job that we have given her. Okay, we've like slowly taken her in a new direction. Okay, so it's about doing things that you're afraid to do. So what are the things that you're afraid to do? And are you going to go and do them? If you do want to do them, what mentor, coach, and what activities do you need to place in place in order to improve in that? So confidence is the second highest that most people are looking for. And then every time you do something that you're afraid to do, your self-confidence is going to increase. How it's going to increase is if you make sure that you recognize and celebrate when you do something. Okay, so you might think it's small, but you need to go and celebrate it. Okay, so celebrating could be your power stance. It could be I finally did it. It could be telling someone that will celebrate with you with it, that kind of thing. But you need to talk about it so that it becomes a reality in your life. So that's confidence. The third one is focus.
Start off.
Okay, you're thinking.
I'm thinking I need to rate myself.
I thought you rated yourself. That's why I did it. Okay, focus. All right, this is something that I think, can you believe that focus is the third highest, most sought after topic in personal development? So, because we know that when you're focused, you can, if you're unfocused, should I say, you can lose track of your dreams and your goals. We've all experienced the moment we become unfocused in an area. Now, this also for me is very important. I love to stay focused. I love to know where I am. I love to know what my team are doing. I love to know what Anthony's doing. I love to know where my household is going. I love to stay very focused. So for me, this is a very high one. And I believe that this year I've been able to focus a lot more and I've achieved a lot this year, but I do need to sit down now and say, specifically focus areas in all the different areas, like your health, for example, exercise, teamwork, all these kind of things, and go and dive. So I'm going to be diarizing. I'm going to be goal setting on it and really focusing on this. So this one's one of my ones that for 2022 is going to be one of my highest. Then many successful people are successful because they focus on their goals. And so for me, I learned a lot from George, how he focuses on his goals. He writes them down every single day. He reads them every single day. He does his affirmations every single day. And that's what I would like to do for me for 2022. Is Monday to Friday, is sit down every morning and go through what are the goals that I've got for myself, what are the goals I've got for my team, what are the goals I've got for my department, and also my financial goals. And I want to be more focused to take it to the next level. So this topic is really important if you want to become more successful. That's why many people are interested in this particular topic. Okay, so that's focus. So rate yourself in this year. And what I would suggest you do is on this particular one, perhaps take some time this week and break it down into areas. For example, what has my focus been with my relationship with my spouse? What has my focus been on my relationship with my children? What has my focus been in relation to my job? What has my focus been with relationship to myself? Okay, have you put yourself as a priority? Have you rested this, so go this week and spend time on this particular one and break it down into areas, and then rate yourself on focus, and then identify, where do I want to focus for 2022? Okay, any questions, or we're all good so far? Okay, Okay, so the fourth one, very quick and easy one, communication. All right, communication. Life is really about expressing ourselves and communicating to others. And then this is why people want to master this area in their lives, is how do I communicate? So again, over the next week and between now and December, say give yourself a month to the 10th of December, start being aware of how you communicate. When are you tired? How do you communicate when you're tired? How do you communicate when you're overworked? How do you communicate when you're stressed? How do you communicate when you're happy? How do you communicate? And remember, communication includes a few things. All right, communication includes body language. It includes facial expressions. It includes verbal communication. All right. And so how are you communicating in these areas? So again, this is something that I believe over the next couple of weeks, we should be looking at seriously by saying, how am I communicating and where would I like to communicate better? Okay. Is it a language communication I would like to do better? What is it that I'd like to communicate better? Okay, so rate yourself on that. Then number 5 is love and compassion. To have more love and compassion is probably one of my most important goals. And that is, compassion comes along kindness. All right, so how do we to show people that you care and you love about them? So love and compassion, and for me, compassion also extends a little bit of kindness. So it's about developing compassion for each other, but also compassion for yourself. So again, when you're measuring this one, so how much love and compassion do you actually show yourself? All right. Are you hard on yourself? When you make a mistake, are you really hard on yourself? When things around you are not going so good, are you hard on yourself? Are you embracing and enabling yourself to love yourself and to be compassionate? Do you care enough about yourself? Do you love yourself enough in order to focus on your health, focus on all the other areas in your life? Okay, so it's about developing not just a compassion for others, but also for yourself, and how important that is. Okay, so number 6 is relationship and dating. Some of us are on the dating stage, some of us are in relationship stage, so it's all entirely up to you. So even if you are in a relationship, there's still much to learn about that person and how to improve the relationship with them. Okay, again, do you want to add anything on this one?
Well, I thought you're steamrolling. We get to all 15 of you, must think.
So I just sort of want to ask the relationship expert about this. So it is about, again, and so I'm just touching on these topics because these are where you now need to go and find out which of the 5 you would like to focus on for 2022. All right. And how, and even if you focus on 5 in the first half, 5 in the second half, 5 in the first third, you will break it up like that and start saying, where is it and what is it that I'm going to actually achieve? So improving relationships. So that was a very deep number 6 out of the 15 for people. When you look at it now, you know the need of people out there. So when you find somebody starving of relationship, you must know when they rank in the order of 1 to 15 of the biggest need that's been in the world out there, this has been a pretty high one.
I'm going to butt in. When it comes to relationships, we know everything is about relationships. And obviously there's firstly the order, and that is God first, then yourself, then your spouse, then your children, then your work. And I do find that there's a imbalance between the way most men and most women see this. And that is that in the case of men, they tend to not put that order right. In fact, they put God at the last spoke. That's most men. I'm just talking generally now. And when it comes to women, they tend to put their kids on top and they put their husband last. That's also universally. So when it comes to relationships, we are up against the natural phenomenon of what I've just described, which is reality. But relationships can prove everything. However, I find that because of the first 5, I've worked so hard, my relationships actually have gone backwards. If I've just scored myself, I went backwards on relationships because I've become so focused on my work, the success, helping other people, that in general, a lot of other people are better off. But my relationships, like with my children, my grandchildren, has definitely gone backwards. So I don't know whether you are up to date right now of having scored yourself in 2021. What was your score, and what did you improve to, or what did you what was the decay? In this case, I thought my relationships were 7 at the part of 2021. It's definitely decayed to a 6 or even a 5. And for 2022, I'd like to make that an 8. So wherever I've gone backwards and I don't want to go up, I'm going to actually write 3 action steps to a point of how will I do it. And I can tell you already, my one here is my relationship with my children. I have not taken time. I've made my work colleagues and making a difference in the business world a bigger priority than my own relationships that are actually key for where we're going. So when it comes to your relationships, remember that there's an order. Secondly, there's a priority. Like for instance, between a husband and a wife, I mean, you are my utmost priority. I can be a super success at work, but if you and I fall out of a relationship, I have failed.
That's true.
And therefore, this is one to really score yourself. So as you guys can see, for me, I'm scoring myself very, very harshly tonight in terms of where was I in the beginning of 2021? Where did I end up? And what should my goal be for 2022? And I believe if you stick to your ratings and you then go to an action plan, you'll find it. But this is the one that I have to admit, I dropped the ball.
Okay, so do you see how important it is for us to go back and say, all right, this is where I started 2021. This is where I am now to the end of 2021. What are my action steps for 2022? So it sounds funny to be looking at them now, but if you look at all of these, I think we can touch a little bit on all of them. Then number 7, can you believe it was only number 7? I thought this would have been right near the top, and that's make more money. Okay, so what is it that we need to focus on in making money? So money is the most important means of payment in our society, enables us to live a wonderful and free life. So we know that's the reality, all right? So where have I gone with regards to my, and I'm going to say for us that are on here, we might be making more money, but then we need to look at what type of money are we making. We need to ask ourselves that question as well. So I've gone really great and I've improved in my money status, but my money status has improved more in my active income than my passive income. So if our active income stops, I might even be saying to myself, hold on, am I in this, okay, beginning of 2021, we've got a whole lot of things that happened. We a lot of us were like on the back foot, and I think we have improved in 2021. But it's about finding out how I can offer even more value and earn more money. So it's about that passive recurring income that we're talking about. So the more value I can offer to others, the more money will make for me. All right. So it goes back to our passion circle. All right. Those circles that we did with what's your calling, what's your passion, and your purpose. All right. So it goes back to that one, and just look at that one again and say, all right, but we must set a goal to improve, because remember, society has already put a goal on there for inflation to beat you. All right. So you need to focus on, it cannot be status quo. What are you doing to make it better? Okay. So those are the first 7. All right. Number 8 was career. Okay. This is more than a job. I personally think that people are not finding what they want because they are looking for the wrong thing. And this for me is because this is about your passion. And so, yes, we might have a job right now, and some people's job is their career, but not everybody's career. So in other words, another word for me for career would be your legacy, your long-term living. All right. What is it that we really, so what is your passion? Are we going to find our passion in 2022? Okay. Are we going to identify what is it? Why am I here on earth? And if we haven't found it in 2021, we need to find it in 2022. So rate yourself on that, but specifically focusing more on your passion as opposed to your current job. Okay, because that you can't really do much about. Okay, number 9 is your vision and your purpose. Okay, if you keep a clear vision for your future, it will pull you like a magnet through the toughest times. Tony Robbins says, if you keep a clear vision for your future, it will pull you like a magnet through your toughest times. And if you stay focused, again, so for me, your focus and your vision and purpose, and even your passion, all sort of tie back, which goes back to our passion video that we did, that I think we should all maybe sit and watch it again before we start going through setting our goals for 2022. So where do you want to be in 10 years from now? Okay, so that's what it's about. It's 10 years from now. Where do I want to be? If I look at it, I'm going to be 67 in 10 years from now. And I certainly don't want to be working every single day. And if I do, I only want to be on an advisory capacity on maybe a Tuesday, Wednesday, and a Thursday, and I'll have Monday and Friday off. Okay, something like that. But I mean, I'm one of those that will never stop working. All right, I'll always add value, start, but maybe only do it 3 days a week, and the rest I'm off. Lying on the beach, but like Tessa and George have been doing today. With the most amazing weather in Durban. So that's your vision and your purpose. So this is a powerful question we need to answer. And that's why we need to have a clear vision. Where do I want to be 10 years from now? So when you're looking at it, and this is so important for us to say, next year, 2022, where do I want to be? So that's 1 year from now. Where do I want to be? 5 years from now, where do I want to be? But ultimately, if I can focus on 10 years from now, what is it going to look like? Because remember, and I would suggest, if you have to redo your vision boards, this is your time to redo your vision boards. This is the time to sit down and look at those vision boards again and say, have I achieved them? Pull them out again. Why am I not looking at them? Why can't I see them anymore? And it's time to pull our vision boards out again. And even if we've got things that we've done, go and circle it in red and put a big tick on it that you've achieved that particular vision, okay, for yourself, or goal that you set for yourself that you want to do. All right. So those will be really nice things. Nice. So our vision helps us to stay on track. All right. So please, time to really look at where did I achieve what I wanted to achieve when I set out for 2022. When I look at my big goal that I had and my vision that I had for myself financially at the end of 2021, okay, I need to now go and measure it to what I wrote down at the beginning of 2021. And say, okay, along the line, there were things that we did at the beginning of 2021 when we started also Mocking Mind, and we started a whole lot of other things with our vision board, and we need to go back and pull them out. So I need to find my vision book and pull it out again. Okay, mine's in a book, but I know my book is now buried under all the papers because I haven't looked at it for a while. Okay, so that's interesting. I'd like to go and see how many of my visions and dreams that I've achieved in 2021. So, okay, so that's something you really need to look at. Okay, so the next one is, so if you want to reach your goals, it's best to have your vision for your life, vision boards. That's, so I spoke about it before putting it up. Okay, number 10 is happiness. All right, happiness. Okay, cheers.
American style.
Okay, I'll let you finish it later. Okay, it's his prayer partner all the way from America phoning, so you're going to take the call. All right, happiness. Almost everybody wants to be happy. Is it something we focus on? And I found it very interesting. I've got a friend by the name, a couple of you might know her on here. I know George and Tessa definitely know her, and her name is Susie Jenkins. And she's always talking about being happy and happiness. And I thought she was on a happy drive. But when I saw happiness on this list, I thought, hold on a second. People are Googling, how can I be happy? I found that fascinating, okay? But not everybody is or has ever been happy in their lives. That is quite an astounding thing for me, okay? So that's why many people are looking for happiness. So when we get to the end of this, I don't know if anybody wants to say anything now, but for me, it was actually quite something that I've never really bothered about because I'm generally a happy person. But when and then I kept wondering why Susie, for example, would keep going on about happiness and today you're going to choose to be happy and all that. And then I understood just her journey that she's been on and where she's been on. And she had to, through her journey, because her journey was so tough, she had to go and specifically find happiness. So for me, it was a reality when I saw it here, and I'm not chat to her often about it. And she, well, put it this way, she chats to me often about it and talks to me about happiness. And what are we going to do in order to if we're having those down days, how do I make that day a happy day? What is my happy thoughts? Where's my happy place? And now I really sound like Susie. if I was Tess is probably laughing at me because I am. Where's your happy place? Where do you want to be? And what are your happy colors? Because if you don't have your happy colors around you, it is going to life's going to get heavy on you. All right. So be aware of that and where you like to sit. Where my happy place is sitting on my patio in the afternoons at the end of the day and just sitting there and watching the sunset. That's my happy place. I feel so content there and so alive there. So but I do know when I go to work in the morning, if I'm not ready for work, I know that before I walk into the workplace, I need to put on my happy face. I need to create the energy that I want in my workplace. And what is that energy that you want? So take your happy drugs. Okay. Number 11 is productivity. Okay, so that we covered this through the time. Here, your goal is to become more productive. And productivity has to do with how do you manage yourself within a time frame. That's the most important thing, is how do I manage myself within a time frame. I'm very high on productivity. Anton will agree with that one. Okay, people want to know how they can become more productive. That's what people are doing. The more productive you are, the more you can get done. So it's all about being on top of your game in this particular one and saying, where specifically do I want to be more productive? And all that is managing yourself within a time frame. Okay. That's also why you'll be able to achieve more. Okay, so productivity. Number 12 was low down on the list. I thought positive mindset. I would have thought this was, for me, would have been one of the higher ones. Okay. Why would somebody want to have a positive mindset? And you've got to question yourself on this. Why do you want a positive mindset? What is the reason you want a positive mindset? Because positive mindsets do not come naturally. Okay, because with a positive mindset, you can achieve more, live a better life, and also have a happier life. Okay. For these reasons and many others, people want to have a positive attitude. So that's actually the reason what they're looking for. It's not really a mindset, it's an attitude. But you cannot change an attitude without changing a mindset. So I want you to think about that and say, okay, there's certain areas. So now you know if somebody's got a poor attitude, you can never change the attitude. You need to change the mindset behind the attitude. Okay, so that is number 12. How have you improved that week this year? Did you need to improve this year? So that's something to look at. Okay, that's number 12. Then people are more interested in programming their subconscious mind to attract more positive things. So there it is. It's about the mindset change before you can change the attitude. Okay. And it is reprogramming the negative stories that we're telling ourselves. It's pressing that tape recorder, deleting old stories and replacing them with new stories. Okay. If you have a positive mindset, you will develop straight into number 13, which is motivation. Okay, motivation helps us take action. If you are more motivated, you are going to take action. So if 2021 was a year that has not motivated you to do more, then it is time to say 2022 needs to change. Okay, so if you know your why, then you're more motivated long term. So this one for me kicks in to the vision and mission and purpose and all of that. Your why do you get up in the morning? Okay, so the other day, Ant and I both, especially after my operation and going back to work, because I literally had a lovely week at home and I should have actually taken the extra week off, but I didn't. I decided to go back to work. And the one day going to work, I'm like, I don't want to go. I need to stay at home today. And then I thought I've had to on the way to work, I was saying, okay, I now need to find my why. Why am I getting up in the morning? Why am I going to work? Why am I doing this? So by the time I got to work, I'd forgotten even from the bottom of the road to the top of the road, why I actually didn't want to go to work. By the time I got there, I was so fired up to get going that I'd actually forgot that I even had the negative thoughts of not wanting to actually go to work that day. So If you know your why can change amazingly and drastically how you're feeling about your day. So if you haven't worked out your why, which now ties back to that purpose and passion and all of those things, that's why it's so important to have a look at all of it as a holistic, because if we can, we're able to make sure that we stay on track. Okay, content on this topic helps you to find your personal motivation. So you need to be content with your why. You need to be happy with your why. Okay. Number 14 is stress management and meditation. Okay, so how are you managing yourself? How are you managing your stress? Guys, I couldn't stress this more. So stress management has become an increasingly important issue as people have less time to do more. With coming out of all the different things that we've all been coming out of, if we look at 2021, indirectly, it's actually been a very high stress year for a lot of people. So how are you going to manage it in 2022? In the context of stress management, the topic of meditation has also become very popular. We've spoken about it. We've covered it this year. We've covered visualization. We've covered meditation. We've covered breathing. So all of those sessions we have already covered through this year. It's, did I implement them? And am I going to make sure I focus on them going forward? Because we need to become stress resistant for 2022. If we want to be successful and we want to achieve what we want to achieve in 2022, we need to work at our stress management. What is our stress management? Okay. Number 15 of all of them, I was so happy. That's why I stuck it all the way out to 15. I could have given you the first 7, but I had to get to this one. Okay. That's why I had to give you all 15. That's goal setting. So how can you achieve your specific goals? Please spend some time now over December. What am I doing for 2022? What is my goals I need to set? What is my best way for me to set goals? Each one of us are going to set them differently. We're going to write them down differently. We're going to focus on them differently. So this topic is all about the perfect process for setting goals for yourself. Okay, so that's why you had to get all 15, because I had to get to this one, because this one was the purpose of the whole session for us today, is to say, okay, am I ready for 2022? Now's our time to start asking ourselves, am I ready for 2022? Some of us have got children that are immigrating overseas and we're not going to see them. Am I going to see them in 2022? If I'm not going to see them in 2022, then that's going to add to my stress level. If my stress level and I haven't come to peace with that, then certain things are going to fall out of place as I go, and I'm not going to see myself through 2022. So we need to make sure that we do that. So in conclusion, okay, everyone should pick out the topics that is most important to you. With each topic, you can greatly improve the quality of your life. What is the most important topic for you for 2022? That's what we need to look at today. So I would like to know, as we've been going through this, all right, and looking at all of them, which is your topics that you're going to be focusing on, and which one was like something that you thought maybe you had mastered in 2021, but you realize actually you've got, like Doc was saying with us with the relationship one, when we look at all of this, and if we're not deliberately conscious of doing something about something, then what's going to happen is we let it go by the wayside. So who would like to speak first? No,
I can go.
Go for it, George. And Tess. Go for it.
Okay, just looking through the list. There's a few that we did do in 2021. Like health, I did a good thing with my health. I lost 20 kilos.
Wow.
And we on a good eating pattern and stuff like that, eating the right stuff and eating proper food. I never had a problem with confidence. I think I don't have a problem there.
No.
I don't have a problem with focus. If I need to focus, I focus, I'll just go.
Yeah.
But a lot of the other stuff, well, it's going to take time to go through it. Relationships and dating. One thing that we. Yeah,
I
someone
heard
get
that,
the egg
Tessa.
cock here from the side now. I'm just about to say I'm bad at it, so someone get the egg cock before I say it. But we did try it some, but I think we must do it at least once a month.
Yeah.
Even if you're not even if you're in a relationship, it's important to go on a date at least once a month.
Agreed. Agreed.
That is important. And yeah, there's the vision board is something that we didn't focus on a lot this year, and our vision board is quite how can I say outdated, so we need to up that. And yet we were speaking now, we have to something that in a relationship, I think we have to sync the goals, because
Yes.
Tessa's goals and my goals is not necessarily the same goal. So if you do your planning for 2022, you have to sync your goals, because there's some goals that is personal and there's some goals that is mutual, if I can put it that. And that is something that that we got out of this now tonight. So we have to sync the goals, and then take 5 get 5 that we have to concentrate on. That's going to take a bit of discussion and communication and arguing and shit like that, but we'll get there.
You'll get there.
So that's what I can add on this.
Awesome. Thank you, George. Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks, Tess. Anton. Yeah, unmuting.
Okay, yes,
there we go. Yeah.
Okay, I've definitely had not a lot, but a couple of areas where I've improved in 2021, but I've already got 6 focus points that I want to focus on in 2022.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've got 6, but there's definitely for me improvement. If I can just sum it up quickly for 2021, I think confidence and focus definitely has improved from last year, if you can call it last year. Relationship, I definitely need to work on. I think it's better already. Then there's others that are more like there was a good improvement this year, but there's definitely 6 points that I definitely want to excel in 2022.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely have to work on that. And what I will do is I'll have to sit with Michelle, because she's not present tonight.
Yes.
So that we can sit with her and look at our combined goal settings and all the stuff that we want to achieve.
Awesome. Awesome. And and for Mish, also that stress management and meditation will be a really good one for her to actually focus on, to spend some time there. And obviously we know that number 1, she'll have to focus on a lot as well.
Yeah, that's definitely, that's definitely one of the focus areas that I've highlighted for 2022. It's for both of us, not only for her, but for both of us. Yeah.
And we know she's on top of that one already, but it has to become a focus area. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Great. Leonie, you got anything there?
Yes, I've got quite a few that I thought I kind of aced, but my development areas for 2022 is definitely health, and starting this whole my wealth journey, the beginning of the year, Rian and I realized that setting our goals, that we have to look after our health in order to be ready to live our full life in 5, 6, 7 years. So we've been really talking about it so far, but I haven't set any goals or anything. But I'm just grateful that the chef that I just got is also very health conscious. So we're going to do the whole communal goal, and so health is definitely our top of mind developer for next year. And then also for me, stress management. It's a definite, because when I'm focused or goal orientated, I need to get the job done. And
Yes.
regardless how strong you get, in order to do it, you do what you need to do to get the job done. So stress
Yes.
management has been quite a challenge for me this year, and a detriment to my health as well. So the breathing and all that helped beautifully, and the
Yes.
meditating and all that really, really helped me through this whole process. But I need to focus more and set goals in terms of stress management for myself for next year. And then I thought I had communication ace because I know how to communicate, but when you added the how do you communicate when you're tired or stressed? I got back to this morning when Rian met with the maintenance guys, and I walked in, I was like, why isn't this done? And everybody's back went up. So I thought, maybe I should just tone that down a bit. So maybe I should learn how to communicate.
Is that not so true, eh?
And so I get the message across, but I maybe need to work on how I get the message across when I'm
That
tired.
makes
And
two of us. That
Yeah.
makes two of us.
in the last 2 days, and I realized when you talked about that every time I'm not in denial anymore, so I can identify when I'm in such a state. So whenever I have to apologize to Rian so I said, I'm sorry, I know this is not right or fair, but I'm sorry if I am. Then I realized, okay, this is it. Then I'm not doing anything about how I communicate, but I can identify it for now. So 2022, I think I need to work on the how. So yeah, that's my.
That's
And I
been my
like to
one.
concentrate.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this morning I would have thought I scored well. I scored myself quite low. But at least I've got something to work on in 2022. So
Exactly. So that'll be one of mine as well, especially when we do our monthly meetings, and I wanted to go like slick clockwork, and then somebody screws up, and I'm like, wow, you know.
Yeah, even at family meetings, when your children tells you it's not the what, it's the how.
Exactly. Yeah. Then you know.
So I think that'll be my top 3 for next year.
Exactly. I like that. Not the what, the how. Awesome. Okay, Sonia, want to add anything? Marie.
Well, I must say tonight was a real eye-opener.
Yeah.
Areas that I know that I've improved on was my confidence,
Wonderful.
my focus, my productivity has skyrocketed.
Awesome.
And my communication. But as yourself and Leonie says, it's the how you do it. I have learned that even if I'm in a stressed environment or situation or something, I take a step back, I breathe first before I communicate. Because someone can really, really notice when I'm not in a very good mood.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all about you need to teach yourself on how to just take a breath and then go forward when communicating, no matter in what situation you are. But areas that I still believe that I can still improve on these points, but my main focus will most probably be on health and especially stress management.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's 2 of the main ones. Look, I will still go through the rest, but those 2 are my 2 main ones that I need to improve on.
Absolutely.
But yeah, this was really an eye opener. I also thought that, oh no, I aced this one, I aced this one. Apparently I haven't.
Yeah. Yeah. And I agree with you. And if anybody's trying to lose weight or focus on the health one, and you don't focus on the stress management and the meditation one, you'll find that it's impossible to drop a few kilos, and all those kilos will creep up on you because you're stressed. Because when the stress hormones start misbehaving, man, they're monsters. They just eat everything.
But it's really bad, because I know myself, if I'm a bit stressed out, I don't eat. I don't eat at all because I'm not in the mood for eating or anything. And that's wrong.
Yeah.
That's very, very wrong.
Yeah.
Because that's when your body keeps the food that it does get, it puts it over into fat.
That's right.
It
That's
lives
right.
off that fat. So yes, you have to get your stress levels in order to stay healthy.
Yeah, it's true. It's really true. And I'm the opposite to you. I'm the opposite to you. I'm like, when I'm stressed, that hunger monster, he arrives full force, and to fight it off and kill it off, even if you put a chain around the fridge, it ain't gonna work.
You will find something to eat.
I'll find something to eat. I tell you what, it's amazing how you discover that chocolate that was hidden 10 months ago. The stress monster knows exactly where it is.
Oh yes, no, that's for sure.
Oh no. So yeah, so it's interesting how we actually react, but either way, your body's not going to be happy whether you well, if you don't eat and then you overeat, it's just not happy. The stress monster is a bad thing. So that's the one we need to learn. So what we're going to do next week is I'm going to actually look at each of the different personality styles, how they best handle stress. So we'll look at that, and then what's the best de-stressor for each personality, because each one of us, based on our personality, will de-stress differently. So we'll look at that next week. It's very interesting. In fact, I'll get Anthony to do it. He's very good at doing that. He'll love doing that. So because your personality needs to de-stress differently. And sometimes what happens is like, for example, I used to de-stress the same way as Anthony de-stressed, but then I was always stressed because we thought, going running is a de-stressor. It's definitely not. It's more of a stressor for me. It adds to my stress. Yeah. Awesome. Now, no, Marina said she's not going to speak, but Marina, I don't know if you do want to put it on, if you can say anything, or we can chat about it at some other time. It's entirely up to you. I don't know if you are there or not. I know you're jumping up and down for your poor dog. Shame. Awesome. Well, there we go, guys. Sorry we don't have Anthony's input, so we'll have to let him have his say next week before we start, because he's so disappointed that he had to run off. But yeah, so thank you very much. Anybody else want to add anything new to it? But there's some food for you for December. Lots of food between now and December. Okay, super. Anybody want to say one more thing? You all good? Cool. Okay, guys. Cheers. See you next week.
Bye.
Cheers,
Thank
everyone.
you.
God
And thanks for
Please also
joining.
share.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye. Bye.